Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back. And today I'm going to be working on the Altered Index 2025 hosted by Suzanne at Non-Stop Paper Crafts. And I'm going to be working on week 25, which is the current week. And the prompt is Solitude. So before I start, I hope that the sound isn't too echoey. I'm actually filming in my kitchen. So it is possible that there's a bit of echo, and I'm sorry about that. I apologise. My craft room is just far too hot at the moment. Today is going to be the hottest day of the year as far as I'm aware. That's what they've been saying. Yesterday was pretty hot. I've not been able to get in my craft room all week because it's been just too hot in there. And so I thought, well, the best thing is to try and work down here. Last year I used our garden room, which is also down here next door to this room, but we're actually sleeping in there at the moment, so there's no room for a craft table. So this was my next option. So I've not filmed in here before, so I have no idea what the sound quality will be like. I hope it's not too much like I'm talking in an enormous cave, but it is a little bit echoey, I know, and I apologise. I also must apologise if you catch sight of my nails. Actually, my hands were a lot worse yesterday. I've been dyeing papers yesterday. When the sun comes out, that's what I think, oh, shall I go and dye some papers? Because I didn't do any last year, and I'm getting a little low on some colours. Not that I do a lot of different colours, but I thought I'd take the opportunity and do some dyeing yesterday. But my hands, because I can't wear gloves, like most people probably would doing this sort of thing, my hands were kind of a nasty greeny colour yesterday, but they're mostly come up okay today, except for the nails. It kind of clings to your nails, the dye. So they're just food dye, so it'll come off. And today I've been boiling avocados this morning, so I'm going to be doing some avocado dyeing a bit later. But I thought the first thing I wanted to do, because it's already Saturday and this needs to go up on Monday, so I thought I'd better get on with it. Do my Altered Index challenge. So I missed last week, which should have been steampunk. I was trying to figure out how to do that. I knew what I wanted to do, but I just didn't have the stuff. I don't do steampunk, so I struggled to find a focal point, any kind of stamps or backgrounds. I had nothing appropriate really, so I just had a few little bits that I thought just weren't enough to make a cohesive whole. So I thought, well, I thought about it all week, and I thought, no, it's just not going to work. So I thought, well, I'll just move on, because that'll actually catch me up with the current week anyway, which is Solitude. And I thought, well, that also can be interpreted in different ways. So I've gone with the idea of I went through my Tim Holtz paper dolls, and I thought, let's see if one that would look like he or she would enjoy a bit of solitude. So I found her. She's sitting in a sitting position holding a book, and I thought, where would you want to go and get a bit of solitude and read your book? And I decided I'm going to put her in a little secret garden, that she's gone through a gate, and she's in a secret garden and she's enjoying the solitude and reading her book. That's what I'm going with. That's going to be my little background story. So I've got a few bits here. We'll see how it goes. I've got a picture in my head, but I've got far more stuff than I need to put that picture into place, so I just have to try not to overload it and rein in my all my things, because I have stamps and more stamps and die cuts and goodness knows what. So we'll just see. I'll just try and step it back a bit, see where we go. So I've got this new distress ink. I thought it was a full-size one. I should have realised that it couldn't be because of the price. I thought, oh, that's a good price. It's because it was a Diddy one. But hopefully I'll be able to make it work. It's Blueprint Sketch. So I thought I'd try this and do a little bit of a nice blue sky. It's a bit stiff to open at the moment because it's new. First step, try and open your ink. So I think what I might do is just at the top, I'm going to go straight on to the top with this. I don't even know what this colour. I was hoping this would be a nice sky blue colour. It's quite a dark colour. Maybe I'll just do a bit of swooshing. And then, it's quite a dark colour, but I'm hoping this will be okay. And then I'm just going to do some work with the brush to kind of make it look like a nice sunny day. So I know many of you are also having some hot weather, and it's very nice. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm always moaning about the cold normally, so I can't complain that it's warm. And we're fortunate here. This house, I'm always moaning that it's a cold house, but of course, in a cold house in the winter means it's quite a cool house in the summer. So actually, we're quite comfortable in here. This is about the best part of the year for this house in a way, because it's when it comes into its own. It feels nice and comfortable and cool, at least most of the time. So what I've got here, I've got a stencil which I think looks like a wall, because if we're in a secret garden, there's got to be a wall, hasn't there? This is a Dilution stencil, and it's got a name, Sugar Lumps. Sugar Lumps, small. So obviously they do a big one as well, but this is the small one. So I think I'm just going to pull out I've got it here. The thing is, the problem with working somewhere other than your own craft room, you've got to try and remember to bring everything downstairs that you might need. And I think I have got, yes. Oh. See how many inks I brought down, thinking I might need them. So I've got my vintage photo, and I'm just going to do a bit of a wall. Oops, take the lid off. I'm going to try and keep this space clear, because it's a much smaller craft mat than I'm used to. This is my old craft mat, but it comes in handy when I'm crafting away from home or when I'm crafting away from my desk. It's more of a portable size. So kind of a walled background. Okay, and I think we've just got to see, because actually she's going to be quite high up at the moment. Maybe I need to I may have my sky a little bit low. I think I need the wall a little bit higher. Line that up again. Where was that? There. It's kind of going off into the distance with the sky behind it. I'm not going to worry too much about that. There we are. Okay. Because I want her sitting kind of there-ish. But I want to find something for her to sit on as well. And I have a few options, of course. I've got, what did I bring? That. I think I pulled this out, but I think this is too big. It's a giant mushroom. I thought she could possibly sit on a giant mushroom. Then I'd be tempted to give her wings and make her into a fairy, which is obviously not appropriate. Actually, I quite like her sitting on there, on this giant mushroom. I've also got, what else did I have? I had found these stickers that a friend of mine sent me a while ago. They were all garden urns, or not quite sure what they're. Yeah, I think they're urns to go in the garden. I thought she could be sitting on one of those. This one looks like it's got a flat base. Oh, they're the same both sides, so it doesn't matter which side. So I wondered about whether she could be sitting on one of those. Let's have a look. I think this one looks the most comfortable, but I'm not sure about that. She could be sitting on this one, I suppose, but then she might fall in it. Doesn't look very comfortable, does it? To be honest, I think the mushroom looks the most comfortable. I kind of like that. I thought it was going to be too big, but it's not too bad. It kind of looks comfy there. I know it's a bit of a big mushroom to find in a secret garden, but now I also found, I've got all sorts of bits. This gate is from a kit by Shabby Dabby Doodah, and I wondered about whether to have perhaps that in the background as the entrance to the garden. Just half of it, maybe. Could be kind of like the entrance. I mean, you could put it across the whole thing, I suppose. Could be a very fancy garden. Certainly would be very private, but I just feel like it's a bit too much. Maybe even just a little gate into the garden perhaps would be better. So, right, let's just think about that one for a minute, but I've got to continue to work on the background. So, I've got this stamp that I used the other day, this new stamp that I bought when I was at my retreat. I'll show you the picture of it rather than the actual stamp because it'd be easier. It's this one. Shaping up nature presents. So I've got trees and I haven't got the wolf, but I've got some leaves and grassy bits and things. So I thought I might use a bit of that. Thought maybe we'll have a tree in the background. Bit of tree. Climbing up the wall. Yes, I think I'll do that. And I'm going to use, I'm sure I pulled it out, yes I did, the sepia, because it's not as dark as the brown I usually use, the pine colour. I didn't want it to be too dark, I just wanted it to be a bit more in the background. And I don't really want it right at the bottom, do I, because I only need some of it. Just have a kind of bit of tree climbing up the side, climbing up the wall. Ooh, it didn't come out very well, did it? No. I think I need to do it on a softer surface. So I have to go and see if I can find a book to do that on. Okay, so I grabbed a pile of magazines from the living room and was able to stamp the branch there, or the tree trunk, which is what I wanted. And then I've got this leafy stamp that I'm going to go over the top so we've got a leafy look. So I'll bring in my pile of magazines again. Because I usually do it on my glue book, but that's upstairs. Oh, I don't want to go upstairs. Every time you go upstairs, it makes you hot. So I'm just going to grab what I can from downstairs to do things. I just hope I haven't forgotten anything else. So this is the archival in fern green that I'm using this time. So just going to do a bit of leafy stamping up the tree trunk. Ooh, that hasn't come out very well either. To do another, I think this probably because these are quite new stamps, so maybe I just need to. I don't know if I've used this one. Let's see how that looks. That's a bit better. It's quite subtle. Subtle is definitely the word. But I'm gonna work with that. I don't suppose you can even see it very well, but it is there. There is a little bit of leafiness there. So, I wonder whether to try one more impression, see if I can get one a bit more to show. I think it needs be a little bit more obvious. All right. Oh, that's better. That is definitely better. You can see some leaves now. And they're just kind of on the background of the wall. Then I need a bit of something down here because we're in a garden. So what have I got here? There was another stamp lurking around, which of course I've lost now. I've got too many things. I wanted there's a sort of grassy stamp. I don't know. I took it off the backing paper. Now I can't see it. Here it is. And I think I'm going to try using my mowed lawn distress oxide, see how that works. And I just want a bit of grass, not too long, along the bottom of the page or piece. Right. Let's try a bit there. Oh, that's come out all right. Yeah. Maybe it's just my archival ink is getting a little bit old, I don't know. This one seems to have worked quite nicely. Ooh, maybe I should do my... No, I won't do the leaves in that, but I might use the bundled sage and see if I can get more definition on the leaves. I'm just going to have a little bit of grass there. Okay, so far so good. And I think what we need to stick a mushroom on, because that's going to be, just got to make sure I've got enough background before I start adding more things. I'm trying to decide about how much gate to have. Whether to just have that as the entrance. Maybe I'll bring that down a bit. Yeah, maybe that's a better idea. Scissors. Yeah, I think we're going to say that's the gate into the secret garden, so it's set into the wall. We're going to have, and it's going to have that so that the wall is roughly, the top of the wall is about there, so we want the top of the gate to be at about the same height as the wall. So we're going to have that going to about there. I think right over the edge actually. Like that. excuse my head. So we've got our gate into our secret garden. We're going to have our lady sitting about there. So I need a little bit more down here. So I think let's have a little bit more of the grassy stuff down the bottom here. Actually, I want a bit of that there. Yeah, so I'm going to glue this on. I think I lost me glue. Oh, there it is. It's blending into the white background of the table. I want to put some flowers all around it. She's going to be surrounded by flowers. That's the idea. Enjoys her afternoon of solitude with her book. Okay. So now we're going to have this stamp here. We're going to add some flowers too. So I want to use I'm going to use bundled sage. I've tried this. This is my new oxide. I don't know how that will come out. We'll try it. Otherwise, if it doesn't look quite right, I can go over it with the other one, the mowed lawn. Okay. So slightly some more subtle colour. About there, I think. And of course I haven't used this stamp, so I'll probably have to do this one twice as well. It's showing a bit around the bottom here. It's showing up quite nicely, but I've lost it at the top here a bit, so I want a bit more up the top. So I'm going to use the mowed lawn just to do the little bits around the top, because then we want to add some flowers. I want this to show. Not really showing, but we've got lots of green down here, so I'm going to make that do for now. Now I've got some options for the flowers. I've got some stamps. I did think I might I've got these little punched out flowers. I thought I might cluster these around, all in bright, pretty colours. Just have a bit of one down here. Cluster of flowers. Maybe that's too many. Don't know. Because the stamping isn't going terribly well, but I've also got a whole bunch of die-cut flowers as well, which may all be too big. That's always the danger with some of these, because these cards are so little. I wonder. Oh no, that'll go. I'd have something going up the side there. It's a bit big, isn't it? That's the thing, they are all a little big. Bum, bum, bum. Everything's too big. what I was a bit worried about. Giant flowers. Okay, I might just cut a piece of this to go up this side. These are more in proportion. These are going from Shabba Dabba Doodah, a different kit to the gate. She always does really handy little fussy cuts with her kits. Well, no, she doesn't always, not with all her kits, but some of them do. And then they're quite handy to use elsewhere. So I wonder if I can use this down here. It's actually orientated the wrong way. I don't know which way it's meant to be. Could be there. A few more. Maybe put a few more around here. I'm not sure about these little punched flowers now, they don't quite work. They don't look very realistic. They'd be alright on their own, but not if I want to put other things on there as well. Maybe that will do. Maybe that will work. I would like to see if any of my other stamps, I'd like to see if this one will work. Right, so if I take that, I would like to I can have another shot with the I might try the bundled sage again. I'm just going to leave it on its backing. See if I get anything. I think actually I don't know if I've got the right colours. I don't know if it matters too much that that didn't show, because what I need is the flowers to show. And I've got scattered straw, I don't think that's going to show. And I've got mustard seed. Let's see if we can get some nice bright yellow flowers. Let's have a look. Ooh, yes. Oh, they've come out okay. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, we've got some flowers. Ooh, look. Did I bring any other colours? I'll try the scatter straw on the other side. I don't know if it will work, but you don't know if you don't try. If this doesn't work, I might have to go and grab the pink. Oh yeah, no, it is there. It's a bit subtle, but I feel like I need another colour. Let's move along. No, I need a bit of pink on this card, so I'm going to have to pause the camera and go and grab a pink stamp, I think. I'll be right back. Right, so I grabbed a piece of coffee dyed paper because I thought perhaps the magazine was a bit distracting and kind of blending into the card a bit. So I thought I'd cover that up. And I've got a couple of different inks. So I've got some Dusty Concord because I've got a stamp that looks a little bit like it could be lavender. And then I've got picked raspberry. So I thought we'd start with a bit of picked raspberry. And do a bit of pink, just to lift it a bit, because I think we just need some pops of colour, some more pops of colour. It's fairly delicate, And so that's not going to work, is it? Trying to use my lid. It's always best to use the actual ink pad for this sort of thing. Try not to get ink everywhere. Okay, let's see if that will work. It's quite a juicy one, so hopefully that'll come out. I'm just going to pop that there. Just checking on in frame. Yep, should be okay. Okay. Yeah, that's nice. A little bit of pink delicate around there. And we can have some lavender going up this side. So let's put the there. And then we'll have a bit of this one. I want a bit more green up here again, I think, so I'm going to have another shot at it. I think I've got the wrong side. Okay. I always forget when you turn it over, it's the other side you want, not the one the obvious one. And we're going to do a bit of that, I think. We'll see if we can get a bit going up the wall as well. I think we need some tendrils. Tendrils is what we want. Going up the wall at the back. Things that are creeping up. So I'm going to try and do some pink that's not quite so bright. So this has got tendrils. So we're going to go gently on here, get the brightness off, and then some pinky bits going up there. Very delicate. Okay, let's see how our lady looks with all this in the background. There. Yeah, so we've got little bits of flowers just going up the wall a little bit behind her. Looking very gardeny. I would like to put some more, have another go at that leaf, but with my mowed lawn, because that was seen to be showing a bit better. Might have been, it's possible that was my daughter, because we're hoping to plan to go and have a look at her new house. We can't go in yet, but we thought we'd have a little wander around the area. She's going to show us where she's moving to. It's not too far from where she is, and it's slightly closer to us, so that's really nice. And she's very happy. Right. Just going to do a little bit more, maybe I'll have that just going over the mushroom a touch. Let's see if I can get a second imprint. That's a bit better, a bit more leafiness coming up the side. Okay, so now I'm going to pop her on there. She's in her garden. I think she's not looking overly happy, but they never do in these paper dolls, do they? They never look that happy. But I think she's contemplative. That's what I'm thinking. She's contemplating her special place. Whoops. Right, she's sitting nice and comfy on this nice big cushiony mushroom in her secret garden, enjoying her solitude, which is of course the prompt. And I've been having a look at my clipping stickers, Tim Holtz clipping stickers, and I think I've found the perfect thing. It's just a case of deciding where it's got to go. So on this sheet we've got in the garden. And we've got to find she was so perfectly alone. Isn't that perfect for this prompt? So I wonder if I can put that across there. That up there. Put some extra glue on because obviously we're on layers of different things underneath. In the garden. Oop. To find she was so perfectly alone. And being and solitude is the prompt, so it fits perfectly. Don't always find something that fits just so well. I mean, they weren't even together on the same page, these two things, but they just work brilliantly for this prompt. I'm getting an urge to do a cloud up here. I've got clouds. Where have I got clouds? On here? Oh no, it's on the other stamp that I bought. It's not even down here, so I won't worry about it. I'm not going up again. So there we are. That is my week 25 prompt, Solitude. In the garden, to find she was so perfectly alone, is our phrase. And she's enjoying reading her book in the secret garden. So there we are. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope the sound wasn't too weird. I apologise. I don't know whether I'll be filming in here again. It's so warm in my room, it's quite possible I will. So do let me know if it's unbearably echoey, and then I'll just have to wait until I can use my room again before I continue filming. So if it really is uncomfortable to listen to and spoils the whole video, the sound in here, I won't do it anymore. So please let me know if that's the case. But otherwise, if it's okay, I'll continue and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. I have just popped back in again because I realised there were a couple of things I meant to add and I forgot to do on camera. So I thought I'd just show you before I completely finish this video. So I put a butterfly up here because it looked a bit bare. It's a little bit out of proportion. It's as big as her head, but I'm not going to worry about that. I just thought it needed that something there. And then this little piece, this little die cut from, or fussy cut from the Shabba Dabba Doodah kit, I had meant to put it down the side here. And it looked a bit bare with just the stamping, and I think that just finishes it off. So somehow that little bit in that corner just kind of, I don't know, gives it a finishing touch, gives it a bit of reality and just a bit more definition in the flowers on those ones, and then they look a little bit more soft and impressionist in the background. I don't know, I like that there. That's all I've done, just those couple of little bits, but I just thought they were needed, and I thought I'd just show you those. So that's it. I'll say goodbye again. Bye.